So I'd love to talk to you about this concept called post-traumatic growth, which is something I find deeply fascinating because I can relate. During during the years of building War on Cancer, we have obviously looked pretty deeply into cancer and mental health. And we've learned quite a bit about it. I mean, first of all, it's become quite evident that cancer, in fact, does inflict trauma on patients, and not only one trauma, but several at the same time. Now, if you're traumatized and you don't deal with it, you're running a risk of developing either PTSD, which happens in 22% of the cases for patients, or clinical depression, which happens in 25% of the cases. So if you go through cancer, if you're someone currently going through cancer, the risk is that you're also at the same time fighting either PTSD or clinical depression. Now, when looking into coping mechanisms for both PTSD and for depression, you find several. For instance, expressive writing, social support, self-monitoring, the possibility of helping others. And many of these are the type of coping mechanisms we're hoping to gradually build into the War on Cancer app. But whilst studying these coping mechanisms, we also came across this term called post-traumatic growth, which is, let me read, so it is correct. So post-traumatic growth describes the positive life changes that develop during a stressful or frightening experience. For some, this growth happens during the cancer experience. The growth generally happens in 5 areas, which are then improved relations with others, new life experiences such as a career change, a greater appreciation for life, a sense of personal strength, and spiritual development. Now, I'm sure if you've followed me, you've heard me talk about this, this being grateful towards being diagnosed, right? Or I often say that cancer and going through cancer really changed my life around to the better. And that I'm thankful towards being diagnosed. And really, what I believe is that what I'm really experiencing is post-traumatic growth, because I can relate to basically improvements in all of these areas that I mentioned. And post-traumatic growth is something that we'd love to learn more about from people affected by cancer, because hopefully through understanding it more, we can fine-tune the War on Cancer app and try and make it so that the users we can alleviate or enable more users and people affected by cancer to actually feel this way, because I think it's something that could be deeply helpful to a lot of cancer patients across the globe. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Thank you. Bye.